No. Never give up. Never surrender.
All right, guys.
Hey, good to see everybody again.
Girl Dads United, Season 2, Episode 2.
2-2. Oh,
welcome back.
One of those. Got a guest on the couch this
Got
evening?
a guest, Mr. Scott, the flex parent, Grable.
That's me.
Scott and I played basketball together at Elon, and it's a great guest to have.
A legend amongst girl dads in my eyes.
A legend.
A legend. Not a legend.
Purebred.
Purebred. Purebred girl dad. He's not a mutt like.
Man, he got away with that.
Yeah, I can't believe he got away. I can't believe he knew that.
Yeah, he knows. He's a listener.
I think what makes you a legend of a girl dad is that you are the biggest bully I've ever met in my life.
As you mentioned
last week. You have physically... I said that last week?
Well, you were talking about Defy and me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Being a little too aggressive.
You speared me into the...
little too aggressive.
Yeah. Spearing me into the foam pit.
Usually gets me in trouble at some point.
Grable's about 7 feet tall, by the way.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I was listed at 6'9". 6'9", 235.
I was listed at 6'9". You haven't been 235 since the 9th grade.
Things have changed.
That's like 7'4", 340 in WWE terms.
Who's the, not the Undertaker, what was his brother?
Kane.
Kane. You're Kane.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Grable is the Big Show.
The Big Show.
I know the Big Show. I guess I'll take that.
Not O.
Not
Ola.
I know. Yes. So I was the one mentioned before on the birthday party. Thank you for inviting us.
It was...
Kids had a fun time. You lost your kid for about 15, 20 minutes.
It was terrifying.
Found him at the bottom of a foam pit.
It was terrifying.
Suffocating.
Yeah. That was a great feeling to find him.
Right.
Yeah.
With all the ladies up top being like...
Lifeguarding.
Watching you run around trying to find
Judging us.
Yeah.
No input. We made it out of it alive, and so did your son.
He's still here.
I had a great time with Beckham yesterday at the birthday party.
Yesterday's birthday party was the way to do it.
Low key, couple pizzas, cook your own food at a playground.
The birthday party we're referencing is our good friend Jack, who's not a girl dad. He doesn't know the pain, but he does have 2 wild AF boys.
Wow. Yeah, the other thing I liked is that they combine their birthday parties. They do that all the time, or every year.
I'm still new to the kid birthday.
You can only get away with that for a few years before the kids are like, no, we're not having that anymore.
So you tried this?
No, because our girls aren't really, they're like 2 months apart.
Mm-hmm.
2 girls, FYI.
Oh, yeah.
4 and 8 years old. Thanks for asking. Reese and Quinn. Yeah. But yeah, you can't get away. Yeah, you maybe for the first 3 or 4 years, if you buy or rent a bounce house or something like that, you can get away with it. But then you start mixing friends. And, yeah.
So the birthday party thing, a lot of people do that. They rent the bounce house and you do it in your own backyard. I feel like it's very stressful. Just anytime you have people at the house is stressful. But yesterday's birthday party was at a park, and it was it wasn't fenced, but because of the tree line, it was pretty much fenced, right?
You're closed in enough.
There's only one entrance up a hill. It was perfect. There's no stress, because they're all in an area. There's play stuff.
Minimal things to break.
Huh?
Minimal things to break.
Minimal things to break. I don't see the negative. What's the negative about doing a birthday party that way?
Another positive was just the amount of parents that were there. Obviously, more families you invite, more kids are to watch. But it just felt like everybody was doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Not even communicating hey, watch them, I'm going here. It was just, I saw you playing with Bailey at one point. You were hanging out with Reese. I'd go find Beckham. It was just, let's just mingle. We're all in this together. Don't let a kid be lost.
Herd parenting.
Exactly.
Takes a village.
It worked out great. The moms seemed to all have a good time.
So why would you ever do something like Defy? I guess at some point in time they outgrow the
park.
monkey bars and
Right. Right.
Have
Or
you been to that,
if you've been to that park before, they're like, I'm not going back to the park's not fun anymore.
So
We
you're
just
saying,
were here Saturday for
Right.
nothing. Now
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're giving me presents, and I'm supposed to like it more.
what are the best birthday parties you've done?
Not my personal birthday party.
Yeah, we're not here talking about your personal.
What's one of your best birthday parties? No.
I mean, we've done Defy too. For the kids, probably like the bounce house obstacle course in our backyard.
What?
A bounce house,
Okay.
but it was like an obstacle course version. So it's really long. I don't know how long it was. 40 feet long.
It's all one big apparatus?
Yeah.
Wow.
Takes you, I don't know. So the adults could run through it at some point if they wanted to. And eventually, I mean, it shows up earlier than the party, and then all the neighbor kids want to come over beforehand. So you got to kick them out, kick the boys out.
Oh,
Eventually.
so it's like a company that does it. You can't rent it.
You rent it from. The
I mean,
company.
you can't buy it.
You can, but it costs like $3,000. Yeah,
I
I look
thought
at them on
about
Facebook all the time.
Yeah, I thought about buying one and renting it out.
Being the guy that rents it out.
Yeah, but that would just be exhausting. Insurance involved. I'd be terrible at that.
Can't you just like? Yeah, you probably. Right.
As mentioned, I'm an idea man.
Yeah, you are the idea guy.
I don't want to do this.
You don't want to do it. You want the idea to lead to somebody else doing the work to lead to money in your pocket.
The fact that you called me an idea man, and now I think about how much I say the phrase, and how comfortable I am with saying, guys, I have a great idea. And then I don't have to do anything else.
The world runs on people like you.
I've executed on a few things in life. The backyard party is more stressful, but the kids, it also can be much easier. Because the expectations are we're just sitting around the house, there just happens to be a big blow up in the backyard.
Right.
I like the idea of an obstacle course instead of a bounce house. I think bounce houses in their own right are stressful. You get a bunch of the kids that are too big or slamming the other
That's
kids.
the problem. That's the problem.
Kids
Flying
eventually
out.
going to scream and cry. Like it happens 4 or 5 times.
So there's no way around it. It doesn't matter.
You just hope it's not your kid first.
Oh, it's good. That's good advice.
Right. But usually,
Or unless you want to
if
get
it's-
out of that party.
The problem with the neighborhood one is you gotta like tend to the parents a little bit, or they'll be like, "Oh, this is a drop off. We'll send the kid home when the party's over," and then you're in charge of all those crying and screaming kids for too long. I've been there.
Yeah, that's that. That actually, I can see that because they live so close, they can just
Right.
masters are on.
Yeah. Send
I'll be
Jenny,
back.
send Jenny home in a couple hours.
Be right back.
Right.
Yeah.
But that does actually bring up a good idea. So where's your head at on a drop off? If someone drops their kid off at a birthday.
So my daughter went to one this weekend. It was on like Muse Art or something. So they said it was encouraged to drop it off. So it just depends. Like for my older daughter, it's fine now. She's 8. Like I feel comfortable doing that. But my 4-year-old, I feel like she'd get into some trouble at some point. So I wouldn't want to drop her off too much.
Sure.
Perry and Bailey got dropped off at a birthday party on Saturday, is why I asked. And it was very refreshing.
Well, you had back-to-back days birthday parties.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
But Mark and Emily are in town. We were preparing. It was Perry's best friend. Family was kind enough to invite Bailey. They always run around, play together on the street. And Brittany was like, well, we have friends coming into town. Is it okay if we drop them off? And they're like, hell yeah, no problem. And I told Brittany, I was like, well, I'll go drop them off. Like, Saturday comes around. I was like, me and Mark go drop them off. It'll be easy. My mom was like, I have a friend in the car, whatever. So I go in to drop them off. It's at a gymnastics place. Like, they're like coordinating all that.
Yeah.
Hey, great to see you there. I was like, oh, yeah, sorry, I got to leave. They're like, wait, you actually are going to drop them off? I was like, oh.
They gave you a courtesy. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, no, yeah, I'm out of here. I got my buddy in the car, so sorry. What time's this thing over? They're like, 2 hours from now. See you in a couple of hours. Thanks, guys. It felt great. And 6 and 4-year-old. I mean, that's like, I didn't feel great about it.
Seems like you did.
But
Yeah,
it was
that's
refreshing.
you don't seem too beat up about
Me
it.
and Mark went out a couple of beers. It was great.
Side note: I just noticed your hat. It's a big time hat.
Thank you.
Show it to the camera. Is that a High Hopes endorsed hat?
So Joel Damon is a golfer on the PGA Tour, and he had testicular cancer. His mom had cancer, and someone else in his family had cancer. So it's not called strikeout, but it's something like that. He's all about all cancer, not just pediatrics. And I'm all
Right.
for it.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, thanks.
So, Scott, you're a special guest today, and I think you are a pioneer of sorts. And I want you to, let's start by you telling our 19 listeners what a typical day in life, and then we'll go from there.
You're referencing that I am the stay-at-home dadish. Is that what you're trying to get at? You just say it.
Well, I want to know how it
I like
started.
the term flex dad.
Yeah, why flex dad? Because flex player.
Well, we were texting last night, and his wife said, "Kat, first of all, let's back up. Scott, Kat, Paige, and I all went to college together. Kat and I, when I was a red shirt, and the team would go on road trips. Kat was, one of my closest friends that was like there on campus and wasn't on the team. So we've all known each other for a very long time. So last night we were texting, and Kat said, every couple needs a parent who's like the flex parent, like the child is sick, go pick the kid up, take him to the doctor. Flex. I thought the flex parent was a great term because you're not a stay-at-home dad. You have a job, but your job allows more flexibility, and it's more like your priority is more kids' job, whereas hers might be job, kids, in the sense of the day-to-day, right?
Right.
Which is, we are taught that that's backwards, and that's ridiculous. And so that's why I think it's funny, but it's also you know what I mean? You're a pioneer. Scott the Flex Dad Grable.
Yeah.
So let's start by tell us your day-to-day.
My day-to-day. Well, starting off, being the flex parent, I used to have a full-time job.
Yeah,
but it
Credit
also,
Suisse, right?
Yeah, Credit Suisse. Yes.
Is it Swiss?
It depends on where you live. I worked there in another company, so I worked in finance and stuff, and I had to stay in Durham until 5:30 at night because a report came out at 5:30 that I had to look at to make sure it was okay. It was okay 90% of the time. Yes.
Are you complaining that you had to work until 5:30?
No, I'm complaining that it was silly that I had to stay in the office after I was pretty much done with all my work extra. So I'm saying it was kind of pointless. Our company got bought out, so my job was going to change some. So I was like, And then also Catherine was getting quarterly bonuses that were double my yearly bonus. So I was like, let's go try something out. So I'd started my own business a year prior. So I was like, let's just focus on that. And we were going to have our second daughter, Quinn. So I was like, let's just see how this works. Stay at home, run my business, and then see how it goes. But that was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago. But getting back home, day in the life.
A day in life. That's what I meant to say.
The kids still wake us up. I still don't.
What time do your kids wake up?
My dad always loved waking up early. That's still not me. Maybe eventually.
Shout out Sherm.
Yeah, sure.
You're supposed to. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Your dad's got it figured out. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah, I wish I could. But so the kids get up, I don't know, between 6:30 and 7:30. But Catherine has now trained me to set my alarm, because that's one of the things you learn now that I'm the flex parent. I can't really sleep in anymore. So I've learned over the course of my many years of being Mr. Mom, should probably not sleep in till 15 minutes before the kids need to leave. So I have that alarm set around 7:10 now.
So that's how long until they have to leave?
7:10. We usually leave about 8:30.
Wow.
Because the elementary schools go to school a lot later. Then the high school goes to school at 7:30 or 7 something.
Oh, okay.
It's weird.
So what time does who go where?
So I drop both of them off just because it's convenient. Reese could ride the bus if she wanted to. But drop Reese off by 8:45, and then Quinn's school starts. She goes for a half day. Her school starts at 9 usually. Goes 9 to noon, something like that. So in the 9 to noon, I'm usually working on my business or doing some stuff around the house.
Want to give a plug?
For my business?
Yeah.
To your 18 listeners?
Our 18 listeners need lawnmowers.
Yes. So I am a dealer for a certain brand of reel mower, like the old push ones, but these have engines on them. They're powered. They're fancy. So I'm a dealer for them, and then I service like sharpen and stuff. So I do that.
Wait, you sharpen lawnmower?
Yeah.
Like you like take them apart and like literally sharpen the blades?
There's a way that you sharpen them. You don't have to take them all the way apart, but yes.
This is some real
See?
dad stuff.
Look underneath
Yeah.
my finger. Look at my fingernails.
Yeah, you are pretty cut up.
Your pinky is like.
Yeah, that was from
Do
softball.
you need a Band-Aid?
Got that.
How often are you supposed to get your blades sharpened on a lawnmower?
It depends on what kind of more than once a year,
Yes.
ideally.
More than once a year?
Yeah, I mean, if you want healthy grass, yeah.
My grass does look pretty rough, and I've had the same blades on there for about 7 years. Never been sharpened.
About time. But you have a rotary mower, so you're kind of losing anyway, so it's not a big deal.
I'm gonna have to talk to you after this. I want one of those mowers.
You're a golfer, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, cut your grass nice and long.
I actually resent the grass conversation too much, so I don't want to get caught in
Yeah.
spokes on that.
What's happened?
I got stepped over Jake's house one time when he first moved into his neighborhood, and all these guys, he was like, "Come over, it'll be fun." Get off this track here. They all live in this new development. All they talked about for an hour and a half was like cutting their grass perfect and making. I was like, Jake, this ain't for us, man.
Yeah. So you're a flex parent who sharpens blades.
Yeah.
You're an anomaly.
Quinn goes to school till 12:30. Then I usually find an activity. It used to be Defy quite a bit because the membership is pretty cheap.
They
to
knew
get
you
some
when you
energy
walked
out.
in.
They know.
Goes to school until 12:30.
She's in preschool. She's 4. Well, it's like daycare, preschool.
It's cheaper daycare.
Yeah.
Is that a yeah?
I'm so confused.
Yeah. It's tough.
You can do a half day or something.
You could probably do a
You'll
half day
learn
at your
that.
daycare.
I bet Rex.
Yeah, you probably didn't know it was an option.
Bet your daycare offers half day,
Yeah.
but then you got to get you a flex.
I don't know if you get you a flex.
Maybe. At that point, you might as well just pay full daycare.
So usually find an activity. Go to one of the many parks around here, or Defy, or something else like that. Then Reese gets off the bus around 4 or something like that, a little after 4, and then that's about it. Try to entertain them till they go to sleep.
Did Reese get the same treatment that Quinn's getting in the afternoons with Dad? Or do you feel like your bond might be different because of...
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I mean, she didn't get it totally because she was about starting school when I stopped working so much. She gets plenty of time, though, I think. I mean, not going to have, you know, a whole afternoon off or something like that. But, yeah, she was starting school about the time that I was done because she started, her first year of kindergarten was COVID year. So fully remote, fully miserable because that's when I was watching Quinn. So Reese was on the computer and their teachers were like, first whole week was hitting the space bar to mute your mic, Michael, mute your mic. And he's over there screaming in the corner.
Oh,
That sounds miserable.
And then I'm trying to teach. I mean, that's the first time she had used a computer pretty much. So she was learning it. And then Quinn, I was trying to entertain Quinn. If I like looked at my phone for a minute in the other room with Quinn, Quinn would freaking run right in with Reese and like look right around the camera like that. And I'd be like, no. So yeah, COVID kindergarten was fun.
That sounds brutal.
Yeah.
That sounds absolutely brutal. What are some of the things that have happened? Like, do people get confused? Like, when you show up every day to pick up Quinn or Reese?
Yeah, I mean, there's some dads that pick up, but yeah, I mean, they're definitely looking for the moms more so.
How does that make you feel?
I mean, I don't want to say it, but some people are pretty sexist towards Mr. Moms. Like some of Quinn goes to 2 preschools. It's weird. We did it because of COVID, but like they would have when we went in, they would ask, like, who wants to be the room mom? And I'd be like,
Me.
me.
Have you ever volunteered to be the room mom?
Oh, yeah. I love going into the kids' class. It's hilarious in there.
Did they change the name?
Yeah, it's room parent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You broke that?
I breaking down barriers.
You broke
That's what
that
I do.
stigma? Okay, we got to change it.
What is room parent? Like, what do you do as a room parent?
Like, there's like 4 or 5 get-togethers or parties for the kids throughout the year in preschool. So like an Easter one or, Christmas
just
holiday one. Organize it, yeah, and then go in for the activity or whatnot. Organize snack or something for the day.
So, like, tell Griffin that he's got juice boxes for the party or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Send out the Sign Up Genius or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the what?
Sign Up Genius.
Is
It's
that-
just like a website that you put all the stuff on. Say somebody needs to bring this, that, and the other, and send it out to everybody.
You'd love it.
I would love it. That sounds so organized.
I can't believe you've never heard of that. Have you been to one of those for Emerson? One of those, like, daycare, holiday. We went to one for Perry, or actually I was there. For some reason, Brittany wasn't there. It was the most uncomfortable thing I've ever been. Like, it wasn't uncomfortable, but it was really that they're like, come for Thanksgiving lunch, which I had no expectations of what it was going to look like. It was really just 15 parents standing around watching their kids eat. It's like, this. Why do we do this? It was weird. We could have used a room parent.
That's right.
To add some
little
flair.
Organization. Some table decorations.
Something.
Like that.
Anything.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love watching how the kids interact with each other because you don't get to see that at all, especially since COVID. Like they rarely, like for Reese, this year was the first time I was able to go into her class. She's in 2nd grade now.
Wow.
Was the first time I could go in and volunteer and just see how they interact with classmates.
Yeah.
I mean, you see them how they do it with their friends at home, but like seeing them react to different types of people and how they act in school it's entertaining to me.
I went on Perry's field trip 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think the majority of kids are introverts, is what I picked up on. Like a kid who's outspoken and like, you'd think like all kids are crazy and all of that.
Yeah.
But if there's 20 kids in the classroom, it's only like 1 or 2 of them are the ones. The rest of them kind of want to just do their own thing.
Yeah.
Did you pick up on that when you went to?
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely always some that are just out there
They can't
bouncing their
help
head
themselves.
against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or sitting in their cubby screaming for most of the class.
That sounds great. Could you ever see yourself as a teacher?
No, you got to draw a line somewhere.
I think
It's just like a grandparent. Like,
you've got a very good temperament for the chaos.
many of times, Catherine, my dear wife, has gotten mad at me because, like, the door's left open or something, and the girls are, like, yelling at each other, getting mad at each other. So I raise my voice a little bit to make sure I'm heard. And then Catherine's like, everybody can hear you in the neighborhood. Shut the door. So I do have a relatively good temperament, but eventually that can
I feel like you suppressed
run out.
the big cat for so many years now.
Yeah. It's going to come out.
You guys were friends earlier, but our relationship has grown through fantasy football.
Yes.
And I feel like your time dedicated to your preparation and your craft is superior to others. Do you feel like you becoming a father and a girl dad has moved you in that direction where you've needed to lean into this?
It's a good question. Yeah. I mean, I started fantasy football mainly when I was at that one job that, like, I only had to do a few hours work a day, really. So that's when I really honed in on spending 8 hours a day doing fantasy football, just to have my players get injured and not win anything, not win the championship.
But I see the 8 hours of dedication, but I can also feel you in the carpool lane sometimes. Just sending a text out about an obnoxious trade, I can feel.
Yeah.
You're not. You got a quick 30 seconds. You're gonna.
Yeah. Hey, give a good ribbon to somebody about something.
Yep.
Usually Devin for
Yep.
doing something bad.
Devin Carter,
But,
girl dad.
Girl dad. I had to process that in my mind real quick.
That was
Just joking. We're just joking.
But being a girl dad has helped with fantasy football. It got me in trouble once. But, when you do Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever night waivers is. So, Quinn, she would still wake up in the middle of the night. But when waivers run, you put in your waiver priority. But if you didn't do that, you just have to wait till the morning. So you'd have to be first in at whenever you wake up. So she would wake me up at the middle of the night, I would just turn over and be like, what time is it? 3:30? Not yet. Go back to sleep. She wakes me back up, 4:15. I'd have it preset on my computer. I'd refresh. So people would see in the morning, they're like,
it all makes sense.
How did Scott pick up this player after waivers run at 3 a.m. and he picked somebody up at 3:15 a.m.? They thought I had a script running or something and pick up.
Yeah.
They thought I was an IT genius, so I got in trouble a little bit with that. But it was they were just gave me hell about it because they thought I was doing something weird.
Not our league.
No.
No one's paying close enough attention in our league. What time those waivers are happening?
Our fantasy football league. This is a great. I think fantasy football. Now we don't play for money; we play for bragging rights. But it's a group of friends who we've been in the same league together for 10 years. Maybe not quite 10.
Yeah.
Is it 10?
I haven't been in the league. I was a late entry.
I was too.
How many years have you been?
Probably only 4 or 5 myself, I think.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Grablegate? Grablegate was...
That's
2016.
Look, Garrett Blunt.
Grable. So Grablegate. His last name is Grable. Why don't you give us your perspective?
It's been so long. It's just a blur. Yeah.
Basically, Grable promised someone who was out of the playoffs if they dropped someone on waivers at a certain time so that he could pick them up before anybody else saw, he would give them a cut of the winnings.
Is that what happened?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a trade.
It might have been a straight-up trade.
I think it was a
No,
trade.
It was a waiver. It was a waiver drop.
You're trying to cover your tracks.
Handshake. Oh, it may have been two.
Hearsay.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was a trade that Chuck was John Charlesworth. He basically said if you make the playoffs, I thought it was a fair trade, but he put some weird, how John is. He put some weird caveat in there. If you win the championship, send me $5. It was literally $5.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. This is yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Whatever.
on the trophy, there's an asterisk next to Scott Grable's name. Grablegate.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's why that was there.
Yep. Grablegate.
I believe it.
But our fantasy football league has been great because we're all different places in life. Some of us have a third kid on the way. Some of us are still chasing skirts and everything in between. And it gives us common ground. I don't know any other way that I would be able to relate to Devin and where he's at in life.
Right.
If it wasn't for fantasy football. And coaching.
Right. It's great to keep up with everybody.
Yeah, it's a great way to
I wouldn't talk to half of y'all if it wasn't for fantasy.
there you go.
That draft night's one of my favorite nights of the year. I will say that.
Yeah.
Side note, are we going to go Dynasty or what?
I don't know. I don't even know who's on my team. Grable can tell me who's on my
Draft
team.
night was great. It was me, Monty, and Jimmy that showed up last year. So yes, it was great. Thanks for coming.
We had a blast.
But,
What are some cheat codes that you could give after your many years of being Mr. Mom? What is something we don't know?
Yeah, because you do have a different perspective
Yeah.
on,
You know more.
I do.
and not
Say it
because
again.
of the
You know
mom,
more.
dad.
I know
Yeah,
more. You know more.
you spend more time than we do.
An easy one, so I've got a 4 and 8 year old. So usually I let the 8-year-old bring a friend if I'm going to take somebody. Because lots of time on weekends, I'll take the kids to marbles or whatever it may be, some place to entertain them. And usually the older one needs a friend, but the older friend also kind of helps babysit the younger one. So they kind of look out for her. So that's super helpful.
So, all right, say it one more time.
So if I'm taking my girls somewhere
Okay.
to entertain them, I usually let my older daughter
Right.
bring a friend with her.
Yep.
Because that friend, and I'm somewhat picky on the friends, which ones I let her choose, because some of them are, yeah. So we
want
consider
names?
more going to be helpful.
Some of your friends may hear about this.
Some are going to be more helpful,
Yeah.
more helpful with the 4-year-old. Like be like, oh Quinn, let me help you do this or that, or come on Quinn, let's go. We're going to do this, that, or the other.
Do you find the friends nicer to your youngest than her actual older sister is? Because that's how that would turn out with Perry. If I made the right Perry's, I was nice to her sister.
Yeah, it makes the older one not be mean to the younger one at that time, which is yeah.
That's
They don't want to look bad
That's brilliant.
in front of their friend.
And he's not going to sign himself up to bring 2 4-year-olds. That's why I said only the older one can bring.
No, haven't let Quinn bring a friend.
When you are not bringing your friend.
No.
Your sister's your friend.
No, Emerson cannot come.
But yeah, we recently had somewhat similar. We recently had one of the neighbor girls across the street help watch Quinn, like during the day. She's 12 or 13, so Quinn just goes over there to hang out with her. But her parents are home, so it makes it super easy. But it gives when we had a storm last weekend or whatnot, I was like, why don't you go hang out across the street for a little while? But now, like, I have to like be cautious to not let my Amber Alert. Excuse me. Now my youngest just wants today. She saw the older girl get off the bus and like go into her house. She's like sitting out there like stalking her. Like, can I go like knock on her door to see if she wants to play? And I'm like, no. So it's like the older one's super nice, and she would hang out with her if we really wanted her to. But it's like I don't want her to like be there too often, or to like have it like wear out the funness of hanging out with a younger one.
Yeah.
But it works out for both parties because we get a little break. We still pay her some, but she's also 12, so she's kind of learning how to do the babysitting and everything.
So you're saying like 12, 13 is too young to be a babysitter?
I did hear that last episode. If you find her online, yes.
Okay.
But no, if it's luckily we have lots of younger kids in the neighborhood, and we always know like their parents are home, so it makes it a lot easier. Because if they are younger, we'd be more okay with that. Because their neighbor, their parents are 3 houses down or something. So if there is a problem, they can go down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Great cheat codes.
What's the dynamic of your older daughter's demeanor compared to your younger daughter's demeanor? Is one crazier than the other one? One follow rules better?
Yeah, so my older daughter's a lot more subdued. The younger one's 4, so she's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Usually the younger one learns from the older one, so they're more adventurous and they're like crazier, and they're gonna like they see the older kids jump off the rock, so I'm gonna jump off the rock too, which the older one wouldn't do, right?
Right.
So they kind of somewhat positive peer pressure to like try new things and stuff like that. But yeah, the younger one's definitely a lot wilder than my older daughter.
NFL draft coming up Thursday. Who are we taking at number 1?
A quarterback.
Which?
A.
Doesn't matter.
You can almost guarantee it's Bryce Young.
Really?
Probably.
I mean, all year long I was pissed we didn't have the number 1 pick to take Bryce Young. Now that we have the number 1 pick to take Bryce Young, CJ Stroud looks really good.
Apparently he's a big dummy.
He's a football player.
I know, but he's like the dumbest football player in the room, apparently.
Yeah. Bryce Young is smaller than you.
Bryce Young is tiny.
I know.
Weighs less. Everything. You're saying that I would do better in the NFL than Bryce Young?
Mm-hmm.
Spectacular. Much respect.
All right, super dad. I want to hear your superpower as a girl dad But what I also want to know your kryptonite.
Ooh.
Can I get an example?
Well, my kryptonite is
So good.
my kryptonite is I can't stand when either child is like frustrated, they don't get what they want, and they just scream. Like Beckham is doing it more than Emerson right now, but like I'll like last night he threw his mashed potatoes, so we took his plate away, and he like starts like whatever, he just screams like, and I can't, I lose it. I can't take
He's not verbalizing anything. He's just screaming.
screaming, but like a high pitched.
No, I'm just not. That would eat me alive.
I can't because it's so. It gets to your core. I have no patience at that moment. It's my kryptonite.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think my superpower is when we have no meals at the house, I can come up with something
Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee.
That's
that she will eat.
That's a great superpower.
That your daughter will
Yes.
eat?
Yes.
For the record, Finn will eat anything.
Yes.
Well, that's
Very true.
That will change.
will eat.
That will change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not.
As of right now.
The current protein eaten in my house by my older daughter is Chick-fil-A nuggets, but like they have to be extra crispy. So she'll eat like 2 out of the 12.
No, you're in that.
And then Publix popcorn chicken. She'll eat that. She will drink a little bit of milk, but everything else is bread. Bread, carbs, proteins, all that stuff. So, but getting back, superpower, I'd say being able to handle like different activities at the same time. So they like doing like sports in the streets. All the kids do. So it's like I'm like hitting tennis balls with Reese, and then the kids in back of me, the boys, they're wanting me to punt the ball as high as I can in the air, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I don't have the accuracy anymore, so it's like I might hit a car or a house,
Yeah.
but I'm just putting as high as possible.
I've actually seen you punt a football. You can really punt a football.
I can imagine. I guarantee.
I've seen Grable punt a football.
Do you know they have arcade? You know the boxing arcade machines? You
Yeah.
know where you try to hit it?
Yeah.
They have a soccer one now that you can just kick
Ooh.
it. Yeah. I almost broke it one.
What do you do? You told me something about last vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you go?
We go to Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh yeah.
You ever been to Great Wolf Lodge with the kids? Great Wolf Lodge?
I'm dying to go. Honestly, seriously.
It's good.
I
Okay.
like hanging over the girl's head is like, if you'll do this. The big thing is we're trying to get them to go to sleep on their, like, unequivocally on their own. Just go to bed.
Yeah.
So if you do it 3 nights in a row, we'll go to Grey Wolf Lodge. They're like, yeah.
Right.
Nighttime will come. Bear's like,
Never works.
I don't want to go to Grey Wolf Lodge. I don't care. Just go by your girl.
Yeah. So at Great Wolf Lodge, I love the arcade. Big arcade guy. Big tickets, like, let me get the jackpots on all the good machines. Cornhole machines. You'd like that?
You have a
Yeah.
cornhole machine?
Oh, yeah.
How have you been to Grey Wolf Lodge?
Enough.
For real?
Enough. But the key is, if you have a young enough kid that goes to bed at a reasonable time, is we would get a room close enough to the arcade that we could take the baby monitor to the arcade while the kid was still sleeping. Because sometimes they'll go to sleep. I mean, it'll wear you out. They'll go to sleep at like 5:30.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, what am I supposed to do? I go to sleep at like midnight. So it's just like, let's go get some tickets. So you take the monitor.
Cat's in on this too.
Oh, yeah. She likes the arcade. She's a skee ball fan.
Skee ball.
Yeah, she likes the skee ball. I'm
They sell
big-
beer at Great Wolf Lodge?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Insane.
Where is this place?
Concord.
Concord, and there's one in Williamsburg, too. Yeah.
Great Wolf Lodge. Proud sponsor of the Girl Dads United podcast.
It'll tire the kids out because we've gone. If you want
What is it?
to risk, it's like an indoor water park, just huge indoor water park. They've got putt or stuff.
This sounds like a perfect opportunity for someone to truly be a sponsor.
Yes.
Bring us out. We'll record an episode.
Yeah.
No.
It's great.
That would be gold.
Gold.
Partner that with somebody who treats ear infections for getting water in your ear.
There you go.
Brandon has an ear phobia like crazy. Did you know that?
I'm confused. Where did this come from?
Dude, he's terrified. Is that what I just case? Dude.
I'm waiting for this kid to have her first ear infection.
She's never had an ear infection?
It's coming.
That's vinyl pleb.
We try the heck out of those ears.
Catherine had a double ear infection like last week. How does an adult get an ear infection?
Dude, I'm currently on the back end of an ear infection myself. I had to go over 2 antibiotics. I don't know. It's awful.
Oh, it sounds bad.
I can imagine for a kid.
Yeah.
So your superpower is basically just being a big kid.
Just entertaining, yeah.
I would say that's probably mine.
And I do know my kryptonite. Kryptonite is road trips. Where, eventually you're like, okay, iPads. Okay. It's like both kids have an iPad. The radio is on. The kids sometimes have headphones, but like they run out of batteries or whatnot. So the iPad's sitting on the headrest right here behind my head. And they've got it like up loud. So there's like different conversations going. The radio's on. Catherine's trying to have a legitimate conversation with me. And I'm like, I can't think right now. Like, I don't know what to do. I cannot talk right now because there are too many things going on.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Yeah.
That'd be tough. I think my superpower is I'm a very, very good, planner. Not just in the sense of, planning when we're record a podcast. But, all right, we're going to Grandma and Grandpa's, and then we're going to go to dinner, and then we're going to go here, and we're going to go that. All right, we need 2 diapers, 2 changes of clothes. We'll order DoorDash on the way so it gets to the house, perfect timing. We don't have to wait, and we'll have to make sure we leave by 6:30 because this place closes.
That's important.
I'm a beast with the logistics.
Someone mentioned last week, you set the grandparents up, get the kids eating dinner first, and then you peace out.
Big time cheat code.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Get dinner ready whenever you have a babysitter.
Right.
And leave.
Get everything out on the counter. Be like, here's the bag of popcorn. About 7:30, put on the popcorn. We don't even make it tough on the babysitters anymore. We'll say that, our youngest will go to sleep by herself usually. So we'll say you can take her up at 8:30 or whatever. But Reese, we're just like, let her fall asleep on the couch. She'll fall asleep.
Yeah.
Watch a movie, popcorn. She stays up till 10:30. So be it.
That's not easy on the babysitter. She's got to stay up with the 8-year-old until 10:30.
Scrolling on her phone, watching Moana.
What's your kryptonite, Brent?
I think when I'm ready to leave, and the team is not ready to leave, I think I lose all strengths.
That's been your kryptonite for a long time, buddy.
That's nothing to do with your kid.
Nobody does the pick up and leave better than Britt Nolan.
Just goes.
Well, Irish accent.
Dude, but it's not even Irish sex. It's just, I'm leaving.
Middle of the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
See ya.
When you were at our house a couple weeks ago, you were just like, I think we need to go before shit hits the fan. We just got to.
We didn't leave.
No, you didn't.
And it hit
well,
the fan.
it's tough when you got too many kids and one of them's got on a princess dress. You got to take that off.
Man, we could do a whole episode on strategies to leave, and we'll write that down. Put it in the show doc for next time because it's hard.
Alexa, put on a timer for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, just leaving is sometimes the best way to do it.
I mean, leaving a group of people with kids.
Yeah.
Yesterday was brutal.
Yeah.
It was really hard to leave yesterday at the birthday party.
Have you done the
We all wanted to
Sweetie,
stay
do you want to leave now or do you want to leave in 5 minutes? Have you done that?
No.
A lot. I don't usually do
minutes.
it, but it seems
I feel
to work for people.
I feel like you probably have an unusual amount of goodwill built up with your wife
Okay.
that the 3 of us don't have.
Graham was like, yeah, sure.
I just feel like you're better at this.
Do you have goodwill built up, you think?
I mean, I try to get that boosted up for a while. Brent's better than me, I think.
Brent does a good job.
Yeah.
Brent's a really
He also has one kid.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
Just wait till
he's always so tired. It's so infuriating.
Well, that's the easy thing with
Don't look at
one
me,
kid
I'm
is you
telling
can
you,
take
I
him
think
in.
someone with one kid's a joke. It's a joke.
Right. 2-on-1.
Monty just showed he didn't go upstairs for either of his kids'
Well,
first years of their lives.
someone with one kid that is almost 2 is like
Why are you yelling? What's your kryptonite?
just trying to get out the door. You talk about like planning and stuff like that, like the road trip and stuff. I don't mind, but if it's like we're supposed to be somewhere and they're all just all over the place too, I'm almost to like that. I'll be in the car, but then I really start fuming while I'm sitting there. But that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, I do not like being late for stuff. I actually hate it.
I actually am shocked by that.
Dude, I hate it with a passion.
I'm with you. I hate being late.
Well, you're planning. So if the beginning doesn't go off right, everything else is screwed.
That's a good one, Coach.
I think Monty has a kryptonite that's also a superpower. If it's just him and the kids and they pass any sort of sweet stand,
It's a wrap.
an ice cream shop, he's pulling over.
Petty cat.
The other day,
He's texting us all.
Texas Joe. The other day we're coming back from daycare, and where the kids' daycare is, you know where the baseball park in Holly Springs.
Ting?
Yes. So if you're going to Ting, on the road where Ting will be on your left,
I know what you're talking about.
there's that snow cone, little like snow cone food truck right there at the stoplight. And for whatever reason, there was a ton of traffic, and we stop in traffic, literally at the turn. And there's like cars, you can't go straight. Just sitting there, I look up to my left, and the snow cone person is at the moment I turn and look, handing another little kid a snow cone. I was just like, so we went in.
Right.
We got
Red lights. Might as well turn.
Yeah, might as well turn. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
Made the kids' day of that.
they loved it. But so when I take the kids to school, which is on average 2 days a week, maybe. One of those 2 days, I make a stop at Dunkin'. If I stop at Dunkin', they get a donut. But it's now become like I will call it like a date. We're having a date, and we'll like go into Dunkin' or we'll go to Rise. And now it's like every single morning, it's like, Daddy, are we having a date this morning? And it's like, it's no longer like a special thing. It's just like a pushover.
I want a donut, Daddy.
And I want a donut.
Yeah, right. Daddy's
love
not going to
Rise.
say no.
Rise,
Rise is
unofficial partner with Crodad's United.
biscuits.
Rise is
Taste
good.
and gift cards. So you've got an 8-year-old.
Yep.
I've got an almost 2-year-old. Like my hurdle, my next thing, the unknown for me is potty training. For them, it might be like, he just started kindergarten. What's the next hurdle for an 8-year-old? What's the thing that you've never experienced before that's coming?
I mean, yeah. We learned some things. I mean, because there's some older girls in the neighborhood. I don't know. There hasn't been much school drama yet. I'm sure that's coming at some point. I did hear the other day, we were talking with some parents, some of our neighbors, and they said their daughter was in 5th grade, so a few years off, when she had to start shaving her legs. I was like, whoa. I mean, a dark-haired kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's the next hurdle, but it's on the horizon. It's going to be coming sooner rather than later. How long you been shaving your legs, Monty?
Black don't crack.
Yeah, so I can't think of any other specifics like that. I do have one more cheat code.
Go for it.
I'm working on it. We're going to see if it works. It takes a while.
So it's a cheat code in the making.
Yes.
Workshopping it.
I'm workshopping it. Yeah, we're going to see if it works.
Okay.
But being Mr. Mom, as I am, so I do a lot of laundry. we all hate laundry. It's the worst. Like, we can fold it, but nobody wants to put it away. But the thing is, since I'm a purebred, 2 girls, what you do with the kids stuff is you start mixing their clothes like with the other kid, or even with Catherine, with the mom. So eventually she'll be like, God, he freaking sucks at laundry. Like, it just won't be my responsibility anymore. So you start mixing a shirt, a short, something like that. So that's why I'm working on it. Eventually I'm not going to have to do laundry.
I don't think you understand the
Do you want to do laundry, Bill?
No, that is a different form of cheating.
That's a different form of cheating.
Is Catherine going to listen to this?
Like 20%.
All right,
20%
good.
chance.
Let us know how the workshopping.
Yeah, let us know how that goes.
It's getting close because Reese is tall for her age, so she's getting up there. Give it a few more years, she's
Your
gonna be the
girls are
same
just
size.
like, Dad, God,
There's nothing. I think I said this on one of the episodes before. I don't want no parts of like going through a teenage girl's laundry.
Oh,
Right. That's
What
why
age
I
does that
started
stop?
this.
Yeah.
That's why I started this.
Yeah.
that's actually a good point. I think one of the best things you brought up last week that I did think was a shining moment when you said that, like, Finley is the TV show. Like, you just want to watch her, embrace, enjoy all that. Going on the dates like you do with your kids. Just taking your time to spend time with kids. I think it's cool that you make a point to pick up your daughter early instead of just making her sit at home with you. Like, you go do something different and all that. Like, the creativity associated with that is, I don't have that in me. I'm proud.
Yeah, you're making us look bad.
Dude, making me look so bad.
Yeah, cool. When I pick up Quinn from school, she usually says, "Where are we going?" And she's pretty disappointed when I say home. Right. Are we going to Grandma's? Are we going to Defy's? We got to go home today. Daddy's got to get home to mix up some laundry.
How often do you go to Grandma's?
Once a week, usually. Yeah.
That's another like living in the same city as your mother, not your wife's mother, but living in the same city as your mother, because you can. I don't have to like make plans to go to my mom's house. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But like if we're going to Paige's parents' house, you know, you have to make plans.
Sure.
Right. Like that's been huge. This being the first time. This has been very similar to the Booker episode.
It's an eye-opening episode.
It's a very wholesome,
Another pure
entertaining, but informative episode.
wisdom
Wisdom.
shared.
No, has it been received? Find out.
Only
time
time
will tell.
That's twice.
Again,
Hey, Grable,
Yeah,
thanks for
it's-
coming on, man. This was wonderful.
this was great.
All right.
Go Dads United.
Thank you.
Takes a village.
Thank you.
Thanks, Village.
Together we have a chance.
Together.
Together.